Welcome. It is Tuesday, December 2nd, and we made it through Thanksgiving. I hope all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, that you had some time with friends, you had some time with family, maybe you had some extra downtime, which I think is so important, especially during the holidays, because I think sometimes they can be a little bit stressful. Hopefully they are not for you. So we are here today to have some fun. So hello, Thaisa. Thaisa is here as our moderator today. Thanks for being here, Thaisa. So we are going to have some fun today. We're not necessarily like doing a class per se, but I am giving you guys a front seat to how to give the gift of jewelry making this year. So we are winding down on the clock that is ticking to make sure that you get your gift giving things to you. So I want to make sure I put in front of you some ideas. So some things that you can gift to another jewelry maker, a potential jewelry maker, and maybe for yourself, maybe you're doing some gift giving. So maybe some things will be helpful to you. And maybe just some things that you need to stock up on. And as you know, Beadaholique is closing its doors, so I want to make sure that you see some of these projects live or pieces live. And sometimes it's hard to see them in a photo versus what you can see here live in a video. So I'm seeing lots of people joining. Let me say hello to some folks. Monique Daly, hello. Linda in Boston, hello. Francie in KC. Texas, Tracy, hello, lady. Janet K is here from Northeast Texas. D from Miami. PJ from Florida. Lauren is here. You're not late, Lauren. We are just getting rolling. Mimi from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Barbara, Connie, hello. So let me do a quick rundown. As you know, Beadaholique is closing its doors. That's very sad for all of us, but the silver lining is that you can get some great deals right now. 40% off on everything. So all of it. The beads, the tools, the findings, all of it. No coupon code is needed. No, special anything. Just everything is marked down. And I've been on the site quite a bit in the last few days, and I've noticed things are going fast. So things that I was hoping to find, I could not find because they were just simply sold out. So 40% off is getting a lot of attention, and it's going to continue to get a lot of attention. So I want to see you guys take advantage of those things while you still can. So as I said, today we're going to do a little bit of talking about shopping and gifting, jewelry making. And I'm going to show you some things that are on the site that I found that I thought you guys might want to see. Make sure you get an up close and personal view of them. And let's see, what else should I tell you? I have finished pieces from last week. So we went kind of crazy, or I went kind of crazy with blues. So we did a lot of looking at combinations of blues, combinations of sizes and shapes, and combinations of, different types of beads, all in the blue vein. So we embraced the winter blues, and that was super fun, but I didn't finish anything on the show, but I do have finished pieces for you today. So I'm going to back my camera up and I'm going to flip you down. Maybe. Here we go. And I've got them here on my table. So just a quick overview. We used we used the top drill beads to make a bracelet. So these are a very popular bead. Check glass, top drilled round beads, pearl type beads, and they were in 3 different shades of blue. And I showed you how maybe they don't look like they're going to go together until you actually put them together. So I did trios of the beads and I just alternated the pattern. So there's 3 different patterns because there's 3 different beads. And so I just kind of did them in alternating order. And I love how this came out. So this is such a pretty bracelet for the embracing those winter blues. And I did post in the fans of the Beadaholique group. So Texas Tracy, we're going to try and do that from here on out. So simple and easy project, but super high impact because of those beautiful blues and that beautiful, sort of offset pattern because of that top drill. Super fun necklace. I also finished this one up, and this is another simple stringing design with, I think these beads were called like Little Boy Blue. Super pretty, and I used these amazing rondelles with them. And then this big silver pendant, and I just added just a few little dangles onto this. So this is really fun. I'll be wearing this through the winter and probably beyond too. Karen says gorgeous, her favorite colors. Hi, Zach. So this is just really easy and fun, but such a beautiful blue. Like the blues are gorgeous. And then I think this is my favorite. So I intended this to be a long lariat, but I ran out of wire and I didn't want to restring it. So I did a short lariat and I did some bead blocking, or at least what I call bead blocking. So I did sections of 3 beads and I used, I think, 5 different beads here. So there's a couple of beads that have a slight variation in color. But I used a seed bead throughout. And then at the ends, I did just these little dangles. And so this is just really fun. And the colors came together magnificently. So just really beautiful blue beads. So if you haven't seen last week's Tuesday show, go back and rewatch. So all you need to do is go to beadaholique.com/live and you can find all of the previous shows. So my shows and Julie's shows, and you can watch the blues show because I thought it was really fun and interesting to look at the combinations of blues. Yes, I love the 3 blue combination as well. It's surprising sometimes to see how things actually look when you put them together. And I think what I said in the show was sometimes when you take 2 blues and you put them together, you think, oh, those don't really go together. But then when you bring in another color, another blue, or another color entirely, you find that it actually just goes. So I don't know. I can't explain it. It's some kind of wizardry. So that's what we did last week, you guys. And this week, as I said, we're going to do kind of a review of products. And I wanted to start with this one. So I'm going to put I'm going to put a bead mat down. I think this one is in the show. This is actually a printed bead mat. So most of the time, these soft bead mats are just, a solo color, like a cream color or a blue color or a tan color. This one actually has a printed like bead board on it. This is really fun. This is a great gift. You could roll these up and put these up in a stocking for someone that you love or for yourself. So, and what is Tracy saying? Shades of ocean blues to me. Yeah, ocean blue. I love the ocean. So I thought I would start with this today. This is an interesting product, and I don't know if you've seen this. So this is a black rubber tube necklace with lock clasp. It's 2 millimeters in diameter, and it's 18 inches. And this is rubber tubing. Now, I've done a lot of projects with rubber tubing, believe it or not. I've painted on rubber tubing. I've made beads out of rubber tubing, but this is a necklace. So it's not a it's not, doesn't have a hole in the center of the tube for you to work with like that. But I've done a lot of work with rubber tubing and I enjoy it. This is nice and soft rubber tubing. It's great if you don't like metal around your neck, or maybe you want to make something that's all gender friendly. So I love this because it's black. And what you can do, I'll show you, it has this closure on it. So it's kind of all one piece, and you slip that closure in, and then you've got a closed necklace. So this is a nice, cool, just really interesting piece. And you could do something really simple with this. So these are also in the show today. And by the way, if you are watching at beadaholique.com/live, that's the best place to shop the show and watch the show live. So you'll see product descriptions, little pop-up boxes on the screen. You can click on that to learn about the products, or you can click on the shopping bag and you can see everything that's in the show. You can load things right into your shopping bag and you don't have to leave the show. You don't have to go away. I stay here. I'm going to be here even while you're clicking on that and loading up your cart. So this little collection of beads here, plus there's actually one that I dropped on the floor. So my apologies, but there is one on the floor somewhere in here in this room. So my thought was, this is it's called It's Teal Time. This is a bead pen kit, but the pen is not included. So I know a few of you, at least a few of you out there, have probably made those beaded pens. This is like all the beads you need to do a beaded pen. They have large holes. They're super fun, but I like these beads not for a pen necessarily. I mean, I do like the beaded pens, but you could do a lot of things with these. So my thought was, if you want to just create a super easy necklace, and maybe one that you want to give to your boyfriend or your brother, or I don't know, a nephew or something, you can take one of these large hole beads and put it directly onto this rubber tubing. Look how simple, look how easy that is. And it's just a nice necklace. Easy peasy, great gift. And the pens I don't believe are available, Karen, but I'll let Thaisa confirm that. I'm pretty sure when I went to set up the show that I couldn't find the pens. I think the pens are sold out. So the pens, though they're not available, there's a few of the kits. This was my favorite. These are actually glass beads with little rhinestones in them. You've got these beautiful brushed silver. Look at this one. This one is super fun, enameled. And then some like silver guys. And this is a little bail with a bead on it. So I thought these were beautiful. They could be used not just for rubber tubing, but you could put these on chain. You can use one of the larger hole beads on a memory wire bracelet and hide your knot with it. So I would pick this up and use these in separate projects if you want. Super fun. So this one's called It's Teal Time. I also pulled out this one, which I thought was really pretty. So this one's a little bit more on the feminine side. This is called Garden Party. And again, the pen is not included, but super pretty beads. This is a glass bead. It's like a lampwork bead with that metal center. You've got some big, nice spacer beads, nice flat spacers. And these are super cool, little glass with the rhinestone. And look at this guy. This is something I would totally use for just a stringing design. So I would put this on as a focal bead on my necklace, or even on a bracelet. It would be kind of a big focal, but it's super pretty. Lots of nice detail. These are nice quality beads. So whether you want to use them for a pen or use them just as a solo on a necklace, the options are endless. So you can grab yourself some of these rubber tube necklaces with that little locking clasp. and a couple of those pen kits, and you can be off to the races. And everything's 40% off. So super great deals. Now, if you're looking for another kind of a larger hole bead, these are Prestige. I am crazy about these. These are Prestige Crystal number 5042 briolets. They are extra large hole beads and they're 8mm. Now, I don't have the color on this one, but I see the product is popped up there. So if you want to take a look at the color, to me, they're like a teal, kind of a teal color. And they are absolutely spectacular. So you could, if you're not going to use the rubber tubing, you could take some of the beads from your pen kit, and look, you could put these beads on either side of this one just for a little focal accent. Hi, Marisol. Is that Marisol, like my friend Marisol down in Tucson, my friend? So this is like amazing, beautiful sparkles. So these are just great beads. I think you would really enjoy these, and having a large hole, it opens up a lot of possibilities for you. So knotting projects and macrame and all the things. Okay, so we talked about the possibility of when you're gifting the gift, when you're giving the gift of jewelry making, one of the things you got to make sure you have is like earring findings and jewelry findings. And hi, it is Marisol in Tucson, my friend. Hello, lady. So check these out. These are divine. So these are just the kind of ear wires that you need to have in your stash. So this is an earring party waiting to happen. So you get 25 pairs. So that's a lot of ear wires. So you either get these and stash them away to use throughout the year next year, or you can have an earring party. Lay these out on the table and grab some beads and some head pins and some charms and make some earrings. Excuse me. So they have a little coil and they have a loop that you can open up there at the bottom. And this is a really nice quality, really nice looking ear wire. So I prefer these kinds of ear wires without the little ball on them. I don't know why. I kind of like the look of these with just the coil. It adds a nice little bit of texture, but sometimes the ball on the ear wire messes up my design aesthetic. So these typically don't. And for me, I really like these. The other ones work great too, but I wanted to bring those to your attention so you could maybe stock up on those, because again, everything's 40% off. And maybe to go with those, you need some head pins. So here are some head pins. And these are a nice bright gold as well. So these would go nice with those ear wires. And these are 2 inches long. They're 21 gauge and they're 22K gold plated. So they have a flat end. And this is kind of probably the most traditional size of a head pin. So I would grab the ear wires, the head pins, and then you just can sit down with your beads and start making fun earrings. So, and these are out of stock. Oh, I don't know. I see them up on the screen, but maybe they are out of stock. So guys, just remember that because we are in a closing sale mode, I might be able to get something and then, a few days later they're sold out. So I can assure you when I picked them and put them in the show, they were still in stock, but unfortunately, because it's a closing sale, things are going to go. So I wanted to show you these. These are amazing. So I've got a few different metal beads in the show today because I think sometimes we forget about the beauty of a really cool metal bead. And these are 11 by 9mm brass plated antique gold Bali style beads. And I believe you get 5 pieces. So if you get 2 sets, you can make 5 pairs of earrings, but you could also use these in a necklace. So they are gorgeous. These are a really nice quality. I mean, I would think these were like a high-end bead, but they are just a lovely quality, plated bead. And I think they would look really cool. So if you put them all kind of in the center of your necklace, so you could have them at the base of your necklace, put some spacers in between, and then start to add your beads up top. This would just be a really nice metallic addition to your necklace. So I love these Marisol. I think they're really super cool. And if you take them and put them on a head pin, let me see, the head pin might be a little bit too small here. It's just barely big enough to hold it. But just look at just that simple piece. You could put some other metal beads around it, some little metal spacers. The possibilities are endless. So these are terrific. These are great for just adding that piece of metal. And you get 5 of them, and they are 40% off, much like everything else. Now, for those of you who love keychains these days, my fingerprints are going to be all over this. And yes, I did get a paper cut like 5 minutes before I had to turn my camera on this morning. So sorry about that, guys. So this is a keychain finding. And it is a 1 3/4 inch keychain with round bezel. So this has the ever so slight bezel on it. Now, this could be a cool keychain just like this. It's got that split ring, so you can add it to, add keys to it or add whatever to it or add it to something else. But you could do a little bit of, Mod Podge of a photo or a picture or something on this and add a little resin on top. This is just a really nice, heavy keychain component. And there's lots of things that you creative folks can do with these. So if you want something like this, it's a great time to stock up. This is also a great gift that you can hand to somebody, maybe, Mod Podge a photo or something onto that and put it in their stocking for the holiday. So I thought that was really cool. When I was looking at beaded bag charms and things earlier this year, I couldn't find that, or I didn't find that when I was looking. So I was glad to find that and let you guys know that they're still there. So here's something I've used on the show before, earring findings like these. So these are little flat pads. They're post earrings, and they are intended to have things glued on them. So these are gold tone, and they are a 6 millimeter glue-on pad. They have a little divot in it that will help with holding, kind of keeping the piece connected. The glue, pulling the glue into it will kind of pull in your piece that you're gluing on. And they are a gold tone, and they're super pretty, a nice bright, gold color. So if you need the ability to make some post earrings, these are terrific. And what I would use for glue is I would either use E6000, especially if I'm going to be using a crystal, because E6000 won't frost your crystals. Or if you're gluing on like a plastic or some other kind of glass, you could use a 2-part epoxy and, make sure that you give a good amount of dry time to put on whatever it is you're putting on. These do not come with the little wing nut ear backs, but you get a bunch of them. I think you get 20 of them in your package. So you can make 10 pairs of earrings, which is pretty darn cool. Now, this time of year, I am very aware of the moon. I don't know about you guys, but this time of year, I'm always kind of out and enjoying the night sky. And I live in a place where it's, a little bit, it's cold here at night, but it's not like really cold. I'm in the desert. So Marisol can relate to these things. So these little moon beads are so fantastic. I wanted to show you these because this might be your jam. If you are into the celestial kind of design, if you're into the night sky, you know, the winter sky, the watching for all of those big moons, the blood moons and the harvest moons and all of that, these are super fun. They are double-sided. Thaisa says, so my jam. They're my jam too, Thaisa. I love these. They're black glass. They are check glass and they're 9mm. They're jet with a red wash on them, which is so super cool. So you get a whole strand, 25 pieces of these, and they're just a really pretty bead. I'll show you for size on my wrist. You could just do a bracelet with these. In fact, I have a bracelet that I made with these. And I think these other red beads might be available too. Maybe Thaisa, you could take a look to see if those pretty beads are available. But I did use these in a design and I thought they were so fun. So these are really cool. Give those as a gift to yourself or to someone else. Here's something fun. I love this. So I am a big fan of all cultural religions and cultural, beliefs. And I really dig the culture that honors Buddha. And Buddha is not necessarily in my religion, but I love all of the symbolism of all of the religions. And so I'm a big fan of Buddha charms and Buddha pendants. And I have some Buddha little tchotchkes in my studio because I just think it stands for something really cool. So this is double-sided, but it's a double-sided in this is the back of this Buddha and this is the front. And it is such a cool charm. It's an antique pewter. It's 26mm. This would look just cool on a chain. If you've got a simple chain, heck, you could put it on one of these rubber tubing necklaces with just a couple of jump rings. And this is really, really fun. You're at the vet with the cats, Monica. Oh goodness. So this is just a really cool charm. It's a nice size. 26mm. So I'm going to put it on my wrist so you can see the size. I mean, it's a pretty big size of a pendant charm, but there's so much detail and so much beauty in this Buddha. So you could do these on earrings or a necklace or whatever the case may be, whatever you prefer. Super cool charm. I really love this one. All right, I'm going to go in a completely different direction for a moment. So a few weeks back, maybe last week or the week before, I shared these. So as Beadaholique has been going through its closing sale, they've been finding some things in boxes, and they've got these two different options for these seed bead bundles. All of them are glass, they are Toho, and they're amazing. So each one is going to be a little bit different. So you are not going to get the exact same one as me. I don't know, maybe you will. But this is a 500 grams. You know what? I didn't write down the amount, but this is the product description. This is the smaller of the two. And I just want to show you some examples of what you might get. So you'll get a bag that's filled up. And, oh, Thaisa, thank you for the reminder on the free shipping, 35 and up. I always forget to tell you guys that. So in mine, I've got some cubes. I've got some really cool frosted glass. Look at this beautiful green that's got yellow lining. These are striped. They almost look like an African bead. These are absolutely stunning. I think these are a 15-0, really beautiful. Look at these. These are perfect for this time of year to give yourself some sparkle. And then there's this mix that is so colorful and beautiful. So if you're looking for, a gift for someone that wants to do like a lot of seed bead work or is interested in having a lot of seed beads to work with throughout 2026, this would be an amazing gift. And you could actually wrap this up and put a bow on it. Like, this might not fit in your stocking. So that's a really good gift. This is the smaller of the two. Now the bigger one, I'll show you that one really quick. This one is amazing too. So this has I think 1,000 grams. And in my bag, again, these are all going to be a little bit different. I'm sorry for the plastic sound. Look at all of these beads. Look at them all. So, you could actually go in on this with a friend and split up the beads, or go in with two friends and split up the beads, because there's so many beads here that you could either have them for use for a long time, or you can get together with friends and split them up and you've got stuff in your stash. I've got some bugles in mine. I have some beautiful metallics, which to me, these are staples in my design. So if you've watched me for any length of time, you probably know I use seed beads for spacers. So this is my number one right here. This is nickel. These are 11-0 nickel Toho seed beads. And these are what I use for so many of my designs. What I show you guys here and what I do for my own designs to sell and to wear. So these are great. There's also these bronzy and coppery ones. Again, I'm not sure you're going to get these exact beads, but there's also some cubes in here. This is a beautiful blue. Speaking of blues, I actually have a couple shades of blue. And then these are like an iris finish that have blue and green. So if you want to continue the story about blues, we've got that story continuing. And look at these. These are so lustery. These look like snowballs. And there's another mix, and there's these white lined crystal. So cool. So those are amazing values. And we're closing our doors here at Beadaholique.com. So we're finding all kinds of things as we're closing out. Okay, so here's another must-have and a gift that you can give someone. There is a set of bead stoppers available in the show today. I can't believe there's still some of these in stock, because these are such a valuable tool. And with 40% off, I'd be crazy to tell you, not to get these. They're great. So if you are a maker, and what I find helpful about these is I usually am working on multiple things at once. So I can put stoppers on a piece, set it aside, and I don't have to worry about my beads coming off. So there's a set in the show today. This is a great gift, a great stocking stuffer, and something that you could give to your beading bestie. Because it's such a valuable tool. I keep a little dish of them on my table at all times. All right, this cutter is in the show today. This is a Xuron cutter, and I use Xuron tools intermittently. So I use a lot of different tools from a lot of different manufacturers, and a lot of different cutters. And so this one is pretty old. I'll tell you, I have some that have been around a long time, and they just don't do the job anymore. But this one's been around for a long time, and it has lasted. It still gives me a nice, good cut. This is a really terrific tool. So this is in the show today, and it's 40% off. So, there's not many tools left on the site. So for the tools that are still there, it's a great value, 40% off. And this is a great gift for jewelry making, even if you're just gifting to yourself. Marisol says, always need those bead stoppers. Amen, girl. Okay, here's another thing that I have to have in my stash. And you get 50 pieces of these. These are silver plated open jump rings, and they are 4mm and 19 gauge. So I love 4mm jump rings. They are probably my most used and my most beloved size jump ring. Now, my rule of thumb is I always use a jump ring, the smallest jump ring that works for my design. And that can mean that sometimes you have to use a pretty big jump ring depending on what you're making. But I like a 4mm and I like a 19 gauge because not only is it small in circumference, but it's also kind of beefy in its gauge of wire. So these aren't little wimpy little jump rings. So this is a great jump ring to grab at 40% off because it is mighty. And you can use these to connect, charms to other charms, charms to chain, all kinds of great things. So I say take advantage of that 40% off with those jump rings because those are going to be a great gift for yourself or for someone else that you're bringing into the fold of jewelry making. All right, I've got a little tangle in this piece of chain here, but chain is also getting very limited on the Beadaholique website. This is a gunmetal chain. This is 50mm bar and 2mm cable chain. It's sold by the foot. What's cool about this chain is it has these bars. So there are sections of the cable and then sections of these bars. And I love a good gunmetal. Gunmetal isn't used as often as I would like it these days, but you can see how that bar could create a really cool focal for your bracelet. You could add beads to this. You could, if you wanted to, cut off the chain and just use the bars. So I like the idea of a bar because it has a loop up top and a loop at the bottom. You could attach your bar directly to your ear wire and add a little something to the bottom, a bead, a wire wrap bead, or a charm or something. And that bar just creates a really dramatic drop for your earring. So that's another way that you could use this if you don't want to use this as chain. This is a phenomenal piece of chain. I love that it is gunmetal and I love that it has a bar accent. Now, what about these? This is another cool thing to have in your arsenal. These are 6/0 seed beads. So these, if I can get them open, let me find a tool. These are Toho, so they are a Japanese glass seed bead. They are round and they are a 6/0. So they're chunky. They're a bigger seed bead. They're great for, in my opinion, just a bead. So because they are a nice big size, I don't see these used the same as, what I would put in a bracelet as a spacer. But I might use these for beads in a bracelet. Just string these up as my main bead. Just need a little gold stacking bracelet. Yeah, this is great. So these are galvanized starlight in a perma finish. And they are super shiny, super beautiful. And this time of year, if you're working on any silver or gold designs, these beads are spectacular. Now, if you're working with big beads, if you're working with really big beads and you need a spacer for big beads, a 6/0 is great. So that's great to put in your arsenal. A great little stocking stuffer for you. Now, what about these pretties? Let me see if I can get this package open. I've been showing off, Julie and I both have been showing off some of these acetate components. So these are 37 by 44mm pearl acetate jumbo fan pendants. I love the acetate pendants because they are lightweight. Now, if you had a piece of metal or something glass in this size and you wanted to use it in an earring, it would be pretty heavy. Acetate is lightweight. And if you can hear that, you know, it is just lightweight, easy to wear, and you could literally attach this to an ear wire and you've got an instant earring. But these would be great as pendants. These would be great in, like, you could do 3 or 4 of them as a focal on a necklace. Really beautiful. And this color, this kind of white, marbled white, is beautiful this time of year as a winter white. So I love these. I think these are really spectacular for any time of year, but in the winter, I think they look really dramatic. So those are cool. Those are in the show today. And my friends, just a little word of warning, my landscaping guys just pulled up in front of my house. So pretty soon they're going to be doing stuff. And so just warning you, I've got quite a few more things to show you. So let me see if I can zoom through so that you don't hear all of the nonsense. Okay. I think you guys need to see these. These are so lovely. This is called Locked Up in Love. These are crystal heart charms. And it's a set. They're gold plated. You get 4 of them. So you get these larger ones. They almost look like they're like channel set, you know, kind of gem set kind of stones. And then you get these little ones. So if you wanted these kinds of things for earrings, you could do 2 pairs of earrings. You could put them all on a necklace if you're doing like a charm necklace, or you could put them on a bracelet. And oh, Marisol, I just saw your comment. I am a fan. That's good. That's a good one. These are terrific, you guys. Such a pretty little charm set. So elegant. And if you want to get ahead of your Valentine's Day set or your Valentine's Day designs, there you go. All right, we talked about jump rings a little while ago. How about some oval jump rings? So oval jump rings, advantages for oval jump rings. Oval jump rings are cut on the side. So if you see there's a cut on the side of the ring. The advantage is if you attach something, so let's say we're going to use one of these for our charm and we're going to attach it to a necklace. You are going to be putting all the pressure on the top and the bottom and not on the split part of the jump ring. Now, I don't have trouble with jump rings typically. Once in a while, I get a jump ring failure, but this is a little bit more of an insurance policy for you. So if you like the shape and can fit the shape onto whatever it is you're working with, or the size is good. Oh, it's out of stock. Dang it. Well, these are great. I don't know, Thaisa, if there are other oval jump rings available, but oval jump rings are great. They're going to give you a little bit of extra security for your pieces. And I say have them in your stash. Dee says, love them for attaching clasps. I agree. That's a perfect way to use them. Let me show you another jump ring too. And these are tiny. So once in a while, once in a very, very short, like once in a long while, I will need a 3mm jump ring. These are split. They're 24 gauge. And they are 3mm. They are tiny. But you guys, when you need this, you aren't going to be ready. So I say get ready because someday you're going to need one of these and you won't have them. So I was thrilled to find them because every now and again, like I said, I go to look for them. This is something you might find handy. And if I can use a tiny little jump ring like that, I'm going to, versus a jump ring that's too big. So that's another must-have kind of deal. And then, you guys, I put a couple of these in the show today because 2-hole beads are so much fun, especially the checkmates kind. So checkmates are 2-hole beads that are meant to go together for working with. And this is a lentil shape. So this is a 2-hole lentil. I'll show you what they look like pulled away from the plastic here. So the 2-hole lentil, and is great to connect with. You can connect with other 2-hole beads. So you can do super duos and all kinds of other 2-holes. And these 2 colors I thought looked really great for just a cool, interesting, fall, winter design. This one is, I don't have the color on this one. It's a saturated something. It's a little reddish orange, kind of coppery, really pretty color. And then this is chocolate brown matte. So I thought those 2 looked really cool together. I'm going to be bringing a 2-hole design to you guys in the not so distant future. So I wanted to show these off to you and get you thinking about what you might want to do with these. Blooming Dahlia, that's a perfect name for these. So lentils are a great shape. They're so much fun, and the checkmates are so great to work with. Now I'm going to hope that this is not sold out, because this is a really cool thing. So this is a candy shaped bead organizer. So when I found this, I squealed, because I thought this was the coolest thing. Really, really fun. And it's great for gift giving. So you could take some of these jump rings, open up your package, drop them in here, and they could go into a stocking. So I think this is so cool. It's plastic, but it's so much fun. You could actually glue some rhinestones onto this, or, put some ribbon around the edges. Isn't it the cutest thing? I just died when I found this. It's just adorable. So you don't have to use it for beads. You could actually put candy in it or some other little toy. And this could be a fun thing that you could reuse every holiday. So I hope that you guys can get your hands on these. They're just really, really cute. Or a small, simple necklace, bracelet, or earrings. Yeah. I mean, this is not, this is not teeny tiny. Let me see if I've got a pair of earrings here that will fit. I've got a pair of earrings here. So I think these will fit in here just to show you. So yeah, I mean, I just would have to play around with that for a little bit, but I could fit a pair of earrings in there and gift those to a friend. So super fun. I don't know if at one time there were more things like this, but I think you guys are going to get these sold out today. They're super cool. All right. I have another piece of chain for you. It is cute, Christie's. So look at this. This chain is epic. So this is antique silver round box chain. It's 3mm links. It's sold by the foot, and it's a round box. So box chain typically is more boxy, but this is a round chain. And I am crazy about this. It's got kind of an antique vibe to it. And I love that this also could be a little bit like all gender friendly. Like this could be like for a man's necklace or bracelet. And it's super cool. I had not really seen this up close before. And you could just simply do a little easy peasy bracelet. You could throw a charm on that. And you get a foot. It is sold by the foot. So you might want to pick up more than one foot, because when this is sold out, it is sold out, you guys. All right, I got a few more things for you. We looked at some gold head pins earlier. Hi, WJ. Here are some silver head pins. These are 2-inch, 21 gauge, silver plated. They're flat end head pins. This is your standard head pin. So we looked at some gold ones. I think the gold ones were actually sold out. So these are silver, and this is pretty standard size, pretty standard everything. So this is great to stock up on. And I think you get 50 of these. if I'm not mistaken. So I hope that you guys can grab these because these will be great as you go through 2026 and you're doing all your earring and dangle making and having a good time. All right, let's see. Here's another. Oh, those are out of stock too. I'm sorry, you guys. They were in stock when I set up the show, but things are going fast. 40% off is an amazing deal. Here's another acetate pair. I love this shape, you guys. This is super pretty, super fun. These are 7 by 34 millimeter pearl acetate long rectangles. So we looked at these earlier, these fan pieces. These are beautiful as well. So if you like something a little bit more on the geometric side, super lightweight, but they will make some really fun dangles on earrings or on a necklace. Super, super pretty. Really gorgeous. I love that pearl acetate. It is magical. It looks like mother of pearl, but it's more lightweight than mother of pearl is. All right. A few more things for you guys. Let's see. And Thaisa, we might go just a touch over today, so I apologize in advance. Look at this guy. If you want a really cool component for a bracelet focal, you could also put this in a necklace. This is a 38 millimeter gold-plated rhinestone curved tube bead. So this could sit right on the edge of your wrist, and you could add beads to this piece. So you can add, beads onto your beading wire. This would go right onto beading wire, holes on either side, and it has that beautiful rhinestone accent to it. So if you're thinking about holiday, maybe you're going to go out for New Year's Eve, this is a gorgeous component to put onto a bracelet. Great, Thaisa, thank you. So this is so pretty. I mean, just so elegant, so pretty for those of you who like the sparkle. I know some of you are sparkle fans. Okay, Francie, good to see you. Thank you for being here, my friend. All right, what about some glass lampwork style beads? Check these out. I was shocked to find these. So these are 19 millimeter blue turtle shell glass disc beads. You get 3 of them. So these are a big lentil. So we were talking about blue earlier. Here's one of my blue necklaces. You could throw in a couple of these with some of your other blue beads. These are nice. Really nice glass beads, so organic looking. Each one is going to be a little bit different, and they're that nice big lentil shape. So here you could put one on a bracelet. You could take 3 of them and put them at the base of a necklace as a focal section. Maybe attach them all this way to dangle down the center. I like lampwork beads too, Debbie J. These are really pretty beads. Really lovely. So 40% off, you guys. That's a great stocking stuffer for yourself or for a friend. And what about a pretty clasp? So I found this. Look at this. This is Elegant Elements from Elite Components. I had not seen this before. So I'm going to see if I can actually get this open. I wanted to show you that it comes in a pretty package. So let me get my scissors out here and see if I can get this guy open. Well, I might actually have to cut the package. So I'm going to do it off camera because I'm just going to really cut the heck out of this package. But it comes inside the package in this nice little cushion of styrofoam because it's such a lovely component. So I managed to cut the tag in half. So let me see if I can read it. This is a filigree box clasp with with Swarovski crystal. So that is all Swarovski crystals. And this is 22 by 12 millimeters. And so it opens like this. You pull on the little cushion there, the little finding there, and then you press it back in. You've got 2 loops, so you can do this as a double strand bracelet. This is the kind of clasp you want to show off. You want to show this clasp because it's so pretty. So another idea for your, your New Year's Eve bracelet or your holiday bracelet, or maybe just a, I'm going out to lunch with my girlfriend bracelet. So super sparkly, super beautiful, nice quality, 40% off, you guys. Crazy. Okay, here's something cool, and I'm crazy about this. So I've got this in gold and in silver. Now this is sold by the inch, but I have 3 inches of this for both of them, just to give you the size on this. And I'll show you what an inch looks like in a second. So this is what is called charm chain. So you guys may be familiar with charm chain. We've had that in other types of charms, little skulls, little drops. These are bar dangles. So that bar chain that we looked at earlier had chain attached to either side. But this is bars that are dangles. So these little drops, these little bars don't have loops on either side. They just are attached, and then they're just a bar, and they're super cool. An inch of this, let me find my ruler because it is somewhere here. So let's see, an inch of this is, let's find the end of it. An inch is about, let's see if I can get this right. An inch of it is about 3 bars. So what I would do with this is if I got an inch, I would get 2 inches actually, and I would add this to a little component that has 2 loops and then create an earring with it. It is just super interesting and fun, just like that. Now, if you get 3 inches, and let me show you this gold version. So this, you could put this in the focal section of a necklace. So you could take this and attach it to other chain at either end so that it will drape like this, or you could do beads up the sides, and this little focal section will have all kinds of fun movement. The gold is gold plated, and the kind of antique silver is it's an imitation rhodium. So it kind of looks like rhodium or like an antique silver. So I love this. This is fun to play with, you guys. 40% off. It's an opportunity to grab some fun stuff like that. And it's an opportunity to grab things that you need as well. So I've got some wire here. And if my friend Marisol is still here, she's going to be familiar with this, and you guys all might be familiar. This is German style bead-along wire. This is 24 gauge, and it is silver plated, and it is that amazing German style, which is a little bit flatter than what you might see with a regular bead-along 24 gauge, like artistic wire. So just know that it's really cool to work with. It feels really nice, and it's so nice and easy to work with. So it's got a medium temper to it. You could use this with a round nose plier and your fingers. You don't need a lot of tools to manipulate this. Angie, you want to see how I would do that again? Hang on, let me sit for that. So let me grab the end of this. So I would take, and I would, like if I had like a connector piece that had 2 loops, I would connect this jump ring and this jump ring to those connection points so that it would drape like this. You could also grab some other chain and connect it to those 2 jump rings, and then attach the chain upwards to an ear wire. And let me see if I've got an ear wire. So if you have an ear wire up here and you attach it to chain, and the chain attaches here, that would just drop a little bit and it would just dangle and look really cool. So just ideas. And there's so many other things I'm sure you could do. I saw somebody also say something about you could flatten the ends and make them a paddle, which if you wanted to, you could then put a bead on there if you wanted to do that. So this is just really fun and interesting chain, really interesting stuff to work with. Okay, what about these, you guys? This is a 5-piece set. This is a 20mm silver-plated Bali style small curved barbell tube. So this is a metal tube bead with all kinds of fun detail on it. And these can be used on stringing wire or, you know, cord of some kind. The holes are kind of a normal size hole. They're not a large hole thing, but you could put beads in between them. You could use it as a little bracelet bar, curved bracelet bar. You could put these all around the wrist with beads in between. Could be really interesting, but I love the detail on these. So even just one is going to add some magic to your piece. So just really interesting. And you know, you get 5 of them and they're 40% off. So what a cool thing to grab, throw in your stocking or gift to yourself for some jewelry making. And what about these beads, you guys? OMG, these are amazing. So these are an antique style faceted kind of oval bead. I see these often described as turbine beads. So mostly because they have that kind of swirly look to them and they have that faceted ring around them. These are really incredible beads. These are like a two-tone. They are oval, topaz and green. So the outside is topaz, but some of the inside is green. And they all are a little bit different. So they're not all uniform, but look at how they kind of glow because of that inside-outside vibe. Super interesting, super cool beads. You get a strand of them. I'm holding in my hand the actual number of beads that are in the strand. Thaisa says, I have to admit, I have never seen these in person. These are stunning. I absolutely gasped when I opened these up. They're so sparkly and fun and interesting. And I'm always looking to make something interesting. And sometimes all it takes is one cool bead. And you've got something cool. You've got a cool thing. I've got a tool. I've actually got one more tool after this one. This is a Euro tool. I forget exactly the name of this, but this is meant to help you with accurate wire wrapping. So these have numbers on them, so you can put your wire around and do all of your loops at the designated spot. And I'm sorry, guys, if you're hearing something. There's literally a guy right outside my window using a blower. Kiha, they are, they're glass. They're check glass, my dear. I'm sorry about that. I should have said that. I take for granted they're almost always glass, but anyways, this is a looping tool. I think it's called AccuLoop. And this is great for more accurate loops. And sometimes you need big ones. Sometimes you need really small ones. There's a little line up there. So you're going to take your wire and you're going to use them in the places that you need them. Any other colors? Dee, I'm not sure, my dear. I did not scour the site. I bet there are others on the site. I'll have to guess on that, but maybe Thaisa could do a little bit of research to see and let us know. This is a kit that has been on the site for some time now. This is called the Belladonna Earrings Kit in Desert Plain. So trying not to get the glare from the ring light. This is a really beautiful bohemian, dangly feminine earring. It has all of the pieces and parts tucked away inside the instructions. This particular one, this colorway is sold out, but I put 3 others in the show. This is a spectacular kit. All you need are chain nose, round nose, and a cutter, and you've got a beautiful earring kit. These would be fun for a gift for yourself or for others because it's a gift of jewelry making. So super fun, super pretty. I'm sorry if you're hearing this noise, you guys. These guys aren't getting my hint here. Here's some cool beads. These are brushed silver-plated Bali style flat teardrops. Look at these. They are big, bold, and beautiful. I love the idea of this as just a solo pendant. It's big enough for a pendant, but you could use a trio of them on a necklace. So you just put a head pin through there and use them, you know, just as accents or focal pieces for your necklace. I'm waving at these guys. They're not seeing me or hearing me. Oh, sorry about that. All right, one more fun chain. This is rhodium plated sequin chain, and I have 2 feet here. It's sold by the foot. 6mm discs, little disc chain. This is so much fun. I love this. I love this for an earring. So I will attach one of the discs up top, and down at the bottom, I would wire wrap a bead onto it. So I'd pick how many discs I want for the length, and it would also make a cool bracelet. Oh my gosh, this guy with the blower. It's killing me. All right, one more tube bead. So this, let me find my scissors again. This tube bead, we looked at a gold one. Look at this silver one. This is a 30mm silver plated rhinestone tube slider for 3mm leather. So it is marketed for leather, but you could also put this on beading wire or cord of some kind. And look at all of that shine. Those rhinestones are delicious. They are sold, the drop beads, I believe, are sold. You know what? I'm not sure. Thaisa, can you confirm, is it 3 beads or 1 bead? Because I can't tell from my packaging, but I think I would have only ordered 1 if it was 1 bead. So maybe Thaisa can tell us. So this is gorgeous, you guys. The rhinestones are only on one side, WJ. There's like a channel here so that you can see your leather through it. So you can kind of see that. And then here's the rhinestones. But it's so pretty. It would sit right on your wrist. Just a nice, sparkly something for you to wear. I've got 2 more things. I've actually got 3 more things, but this is interesting. This is a giant lampwork bead. This is a 44mm white and black and gold foil, large oval lampwork bead. This is massive. So this is my wrist. It is bigger than my wrist. This would be amazing on, like, put some wire through this. So like maybe an 18 or 20 gauge wire wrap on either side and just attach chain. And this could be just a gorgeous focal. You could also put it on wire going this direction and dangling this direction. You could put other beads around this. This is gorgeous. It's a nice weighty piece, beautiful lamp work, really interesting bead. I love the gold on here. It really sparkles. You can see that sparkle. So super fun. And if you want to put some cool metallic onto a piece, so you could take your brushed pieces, you could add these. So these are really cool 10mm silver plated Bali style beaded pattern diamond shaped beads. So these are kind of like a metal bicone, and they have amazing detail on them. These look high end to me. These are just really lovely, really gorgeous. could you do a show on tying a sliding leather clasp? Dee, we have that on our list. That we are going to show you that. I think Julie and I talked about who was going to do it. I think it might be me. So we'll get you a show on that, we promise. So these are gorgeous, you guys. And I think this is a 5-piece set. Yes, it is. 5-piece set of these beautiful beads. Just a nice little silver ornate accent. Okay, one more thing, but this is a little bit hard to show because it's a big thing. So I'm going to take this away. This is a treasure mat. I know you guys have seen these before, but this is something to take advantage of at 40% off. This is an 11 by 8 treasure mat. So it's got this felted edging that also creates these little channels for you to put beads in. So it's that squishy, soft bead mat that's not going to let your beads get away. But then if you've got like a different pattern of seed beads and you need to separate them out so you can work with them, you've got these little spots for them. So I love this mat. I don't do a lot of complex seed bead work where I've got too many different kinds of seed beads. But when I do have one that's a little more complicated, I like this for that because it's going to help me also kind of remember my order. And I know some folks even write like little stickers for themselves, A, B, C, D, E, F. But you've got all this space to work with. You could even put more beads on here. So this is a fun thing, a really cool tool to get your hands on while it's 40% off. And I'm going to put my camera up. I'm sweaty from this show. I'm sweaty because of also the outside running around of all the people outside working on my yard. So sorry about that, you guys, if you could hear that. Kiha says she loves her mat. This is a terrific mat, a really terrific mat. I'm going to show you a couple of my favorites. So the brushed teardrop bead is a favorite. I really love the dangle chain. So the little bar dangle chain. So see, if you had just a little bit of that and you put that onto other chain, just a couple of inches there would look really cool. And then I have to say, tool-wise, my Xuron cutters, these are tried and true. Is the teardrop bead heavy? It is heavier. Metal-wise, it's a little on the heavy side. So I wouldn't necessarily use these for earrings if you have sensitive ears. But I think it would be just fine for a necklace pendant. I mean, we use those heavy necklace pendants all the time. This is a little nicer, you know, for a pendant, I think. A little nicer for a pendant for a necklace, that kind of thing. And what else? I also love, believe it or not, the pen kit, the garden party, because of this bead in the center for a necklace. So much fun. So you guys, thank you for hanging a little bit longer. I know probably we lost some along the way. Thank you, Thaisa, for being here. Please don't forget to check out of your cart, because if you go let the dog out or go to lunch and come back, some of these limited stock items are not going to be there when you come back. So if you want these things and want to get them home to you, we don't want you to miss out. So close out that cart and get these things to you, because maybe they're gifts. They're gifts for you, they're gifts for someone else, or they will help you to make jewelry down the road. So thank you guys for being here. Julie will be back on Thursday for her 9 a.m. Pacific time show. She'll also be back Monday afternoon, and I'll be back next Tuesday for a show. So thank you all for being here. I love hanging out with you on a Tuesday, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, everybody.